we need to apply two methods to find the critical path. One is the longest path method, and the second method is called uh, early start in time, latest completion time method. Then using the early start in time and latest completion time, easy to find the critical path. Last time I explained, I think we did all three examples. According to my memory, that's the last one. Am I correct? Now today, we should go to the next method we call the project evaluation and review technique. If possible to send message to them, or either I can wait another 5-10 minutes. Hello. Anyway, that okay. I will stay. Did you complete the last three example, or all of you? That I mean the now only two students now. Did you complete? Right. Then I can wait another few minutes. Then after that, I will explain the third method much better now. If you have a handout, then but anyway that I'll wait in few minutes for student. Please wait 10 minutes, then after that I'll continue. Shall we start now? Okay, last time I explained one of the student asked that previous recordings I will share later. Here last time I'll explain the CPM method, critical path method. Based on that, we talk about how to identify the entire project completion time and how to find the critical path, what are the critical activities, what are the non-critical activities. Everybody know critical activities cannot delay without affecting the entire project completion time, but non-critical activities we have a possibilities to delay without um, affect to the entire project completion time. Under the CPM method, all the tasks duration calculate by based on the project manager experience. Here you can see the previous example we completed. Activity immediate precedent time, the time in its duration is calculated by the project manager based on his experience without considering the environment conditions. We are living in the dynamic environment. Environment conditions change all the time. We are living in the dynamic environment. Our environment conditions change all the time. Sometime we can see the unexpected situation. Therefore, difficult to complete the particular activity within the scheduled time period. That's the reality. But here, that I mean CPM method, we calculate all without considering that. But under the PERT method, we are going to calculate the activity duration considering the 3-time estimate. 3-time estimate. The time estimate for the CPM are the deterministic, while those for the PERT are probabilistic. In PERT, each activity has the following 3-time estimate. We call the pessimistic time. Simple A represent optimistic time. It's mean the under the best of condition, everything is okay, no problem. Then simple B pessimistic time, estimate under the worst of condition. It's mean everything is unpredictable situation, worst situation because of the bad weather conditions. So why the war, something like that. There's so many reasons behind that. And also simple M represent most likely time, estimate under the normal conditions. Under the PERT method, we just calculate the duration based on project manager experience. Sorry, CPM method, we calculate the active duration based on the project manager experience. But PERT method, now remember, that's the main difference between that. We are going to calculate the activity duration based on the 3-time estimate: optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely. Right? Then, based on that 3-time estimate, we consider the activity duration as a expected time. Should get the only one particular time period, then based on 3-time estimate, we are going to calculate the expected time. How to calculate the expected time? Simple A plus 4M plus B divided by 6. Now you can see the formula expected time. Simple A represent the optimistic time period. O is a constant value. M is a most likely. Then simple B is a pessimistic time. Then A plus 4M plus B divided by 6. Then we can get the expected time. Remember, under the PERT method, we consider as active duration expected time based on the 3-time estimate. That's the additional task you need to do. Then variation required, because why we require the variation, we are going to identify the probability under the PERT method. The CPM method, we didn't identify the probability. This particular project we can complete within 36 months or something like that. But under the PERT method, we have a possibilities to identify the probability value. Therefore, we use the normal distribution. According to that, first we should calculate the variations. How to calculate the variation? Simple simple B minus A divided by 6 squared. Simple B minus A divided by 6, get the squared, right? Then after calculate the variations, we need to calculate the standard deviation to find the probability. How to calculate the standard deviation is square root of variation. Square root of variations, right? Okay, let's go to the step by step, don't worry. First, now we can consider about the example here. You can see, normally PERT method example, format summer difference. Format summer difference. The format you can see activity, immediate procedure, then optimistic time, most likely time, and pessimistic time. But under the CPM method, we can see only the activity and immediate procedure as well as duration. But here 3 time estimate, that's the main difference. Now, first we should calculate the expected time for all the activities. How to calculate the activity expected time? Use the formula I mentioned earlier. Simple A plus 4m plus B divided by 6. If you consider about the activity A, simple A is 1 plus 4m means m value is 3, then multiply by 4, 4 into 3 is 12, plus simple B 5, then 1 plus 12 plus 5, altogether 18 should be divided by 6, then A expected time is 3. You can write the formula, apply the figures, and you can do the calculation, right? Then after calculate the expected time for all the activities, you should calculate the variation. How to calculate the variation? Simple B minus A divided by 6, get the squared. According to the activity A variations, simple B is 5 minus 1 divided by 6, get the squared. Then you can get the variations, right? I think that the first question asked, determine the expected time and the variation for the project. I'm sure you can do it. I explain way how to calculate for all the activities much better. Then after that, what need to do that? The question asks, what is the probability that the project will be completed within 20 days and 25 days? Actually, there are two questions. One is first question asks is within 20 days, and second question asks is within 25 days, right? Then when you're going to calculate the probability, first we should identify the expected completion time. Expected completion time. Then how to find the expected completion time? Normally, you need to draw the network diagram and write down the expected time as a duration and calculate the earliest starting time and latest completion time for each event and identify the interpolate identify the critical path. Then you can decide the interpolate completion time. I think until up to that level, everybody should know how to do it, because last time under the CPM method, I explained, right? You understand what I mean? First, calculate the expected time for all the activities using the formula simple A plus 4m plus B divided by 6. Then calculate the variation. How to calculate variation? B minus A divided by 6 is squared. Then draw the network diagram based on the activity and immediate procedure. Then consider as a duration expected time. Based on the expected time, you can calculate the early starting time and latest completion time. Then identify the critical path. Then you can identify the entire project completion time. After you identify the entire project completion time and critical path, we can go to the second question answer. The rest of the part I will explain later, but you need to take time and everybody need to need to calculate the expected time and variation of the each activity. If you are not understood, let me know. I am sure that you know how to calculate now. Use the two formula. Again, I would like to say the formula. Simple A plus 4m plus simple B divided by 6 to the expected time. Variation simple B minus A divided by 6 squared. Right? Then after that, after you calculate all the expected time and variation for each activity, then draw the, normally you know how to draw the network diagram, same process, and use the expected time as a duration. Then you can identify the critical path. Then after that, you can identify the interpolate completion time. Based on that, I'll explain how to identify the probability value. Okay, let's start now. I'll explain answer after you complete. After you complete, please send message. Then I like to continue. Much better, you need to do yourself first to get the knowledge. Right, let's start now. Do you have any question before starting? You can ask now. Your silent means no any questions, right? Make the answer for the first question, then draw the network diagram, find the critical path. After that, determine the interpolate completion time. Then after you get the figures, using normal distribution, I'll explain how to find the probability value. Let's start now. You complete the answer? Did you complete the answer? At least if you calculate the expected time as well as the variations, let me know. Here my answer. You can check the expected time and the variation. Normally we calculate the, I think, 2 decimal enough for the variations. Just I got the 4 decimals. When I'm going to calculate the expected time, that normally we should use the formula, but no need write down one by one. You can apply shortcut method as well. Shortcut method means, let's see the B. The most likely should be multiplied by 4. It means 4 into 4, 16 plus 5, simple B, and plus 3. 4 into 4, 16 plus 8, 24. Divided by 6, answer is 4. The expected time activity be 4. I don't have any calculator, just I manually get the answer, right? Go to the C. The middle one, 5, should be multiplied by 4, 20, plus both side value, 6 and 4, 20 plus 10, 30, divided by 6, answer is 5. C, expected time 5. D, 5 into 4, again 20 plus 7 plus 3, 10, 30 divided by 6, answer is 5. Then F, 7 into 4, 28 plus 10, 38 plus 4, 42, divided by 6, answer is 7. Last one, G, 8 into 4, 32 plus 10, 42 plus 6, 48, divided by 6, 8. That's the way you should get the expected time. But variations can do likewise, because B minus A divided by 6 get the squared. Therefore, should use a calculator. You understood? Did you get the answer? Your answer is okay. I need the feedback. Did you draw the diagram? Did you complete the diagram? If you want more time, let me know that. Because I don't have to make the answer now without complete your side. Everybody should need to learn. Yes, sir, means that you complete the diagram. What is the entire project completion time? What is the entire project completion time if you complete the network diagram? 24 days. I think that's wrong. What about others? Entire project completion time? Yeah, I got the correct answer now. Thielen said that 23 days. That's correct. Okay, let's go to my answer. Now you can see the diagram. The green color path is critical path. Entire project completion time 23 days. Just try to come. Now you need to calculate the variation, total variation. The already you calculate the variation of all the activities. We're now going to identify the standard deviation. If you want to calculate the standard deviation, you need to get the total variation, right? Then how to calculate the total variation? Just get the critical activities variations. The green color line is a critical path. You can see the activities start in B, D. Then likewise, you can see the rest of the activities. Then just calculate the variation only for this particular activities, critical path activities. And let me know the total variation. Let me know the total variation. Activity B, D, E, F. Just get the total. Already you calculate the variation. What is the total variation? I'm not asked that, sorry. Yes, 3.33, that's correct. Now you can get the standard deviation, right? After you get that, remember you can write down clearly if the question asks to calculate the probability, right? Remember we required only variation for the critical activities. But this question, the asked to calculate the expected time variation, all the activities. Because of that, first time you need to get the experience, right? But normally, if the question was asked to calculate the variation, remember, you need to calculate the variation only for critical activities. Only for critical activities. Then now, according to our network diagram, the critical activity total variation is 3.33. Then get the square root of the total variation. We call this the standard deviation. The square root of total variation equal the standard deviation. Let me know the answer. Get the square root of 3.33. What is the answer? What is the answer? The 3.33. Yeah, I got the answer is the 3.33 square root. I got the answer 1. Yes, 83. That's correct. 1.83. Okay, let's go to calculate the probability. Actually, this question asks identify the probability considering the 20 days and 25 days. Right? Now let's go to calculate within 20 days. We should draw the normal distribution curve. We should draw the normal distribution curve. The middle value is the, now you can see my critical path, expected time, and the total variation. Then you should draw the normal distribution curve, right? I'll go to that straightforward. This normal distribution curve. You can see the yellow color one. The middle is expected completion time 23 days. 23 days. Then question asks within 20 days. 20 is before the 23. Now you need to get that, from a starting point to 23, the 0.5. Now we need to find the value, the starting point from up to 20, right? Therefore, we should use the Z table. Before that, you can write down the formula probability equal 20 minus 23 divided by 20 minus 23 divided by standard deviation 1.83. 20 minus 23 divided by standard deviation 1.83. Then answer is, let me know answer. Just write down the probability after draw the normal distribution curve. In the middle, 23 expected completion time. We already find based on our network diagram. The question asks within 20 days. I'll come to within 25 days later. Then if you want to find the probability, just write the formula probability equal. The question asks within 20 days, so just write down the first 20. 20 minus 23 divided by the standard deviation 1.83. After simplify, let me know answer. Don't believe my answer, right? Sometimes I make the wrong answers. I'm waiting to get your answer. I got the answer. Let's see. Minus 1.64. Okay, just enough. Right now, that the minus 1.64, we should check from the Z table. Give me, I will share the Z table now. I'll share the Z table. Now you can see the Z table. Normally, there are two types of Z table. One is cumulative Z table. Normally, cumulative Z table, you can see the normal distribution curve. The more than middle is shaded. But you can see that the shaded area, black color area, more than the middle value. That's the cumulative. And also, top of the table is mentioned about cumulative normal distribution. But you know that sometime why you can get the is a table, non-cumulative table. You have a non-cumulative table in the top of the heading mention about non-cumulative table. Why the without mention is given this normal distribution curve, given this normal distribution curve and shaded only a small area rather than the more than 0.5, right? It's means the non-cumulative. Here I use the cumulative table, right? Then first go to the Z column. You can see starting point Z column. We need to find value 1.64. Remember for a few moment, forget the minus value, right? You need to get the highest value from the Z column, 1.6. You start from the 0, 0, 0.1. Likewise, you can see 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 3, 4. You need to get the 1.6 only from the Z column. But our value is, we need to check 1.64. 1.64. But required another 0.04. Then go to the top of the table. Top of the table, you can see 0. The top of the table is said then 0.00, 0.101, 0.02. Likewise, we require 0.04 because our value is 1.64. 1.64. Therefore, you need to get 1.6 Z column. Then you can go to the particular row. You can see the 0.04 intercepting point here. The value is, now you can see 0.9495. Yes, that's correct. That's a value. One of the student that highlight. Thank you. Then 0.9495. Right. Now I'll again back to the our answer. I'll share that one. Now you can see we got the value 0.9495. Actually, my answer don't consider about that because I used the non-cumulative table. That's the reason I got the value 0.4495 without 0.5. Cumulative table with 0.5. That's the reason 9495. But here you can see from normal distribution table, my answer is 0.94. 0.4495 because of the non-cumulative table. Now consider about the minus value. We check the 1.64 as a plus, but real value is minus. Therefore, how to get the answer? If you use the cumulative table, 1 minus 9495, 0.9495, 1 minus, then answer is 0.0505. That's the answer, right? Then if you use the non-cumulative table, without 0.5, you should subtract from the 0.5. Subtract from 0.5. That's the difference. You understood? You understood? Everybody should know how to use any table, because in your question exam paper, maybe attach cumulative or sometime non-cumulative. Before you use that, check whether that is a cumulative or non-cumulative. Based on that, you should take the decision how you're going to get the probability value. Here, the minus figure, without minus, we check the value from the Z table. Then we subtract from 1 if you use the cumulative table, subtract from the 0.5 if you use an uncumulative table. Let me know, understood or not? I got the message that I understood. Right. Then now you do the yourself next question. I mean that within 25 days, draw the normal distribution curve. Likewise, in the middle, you can say 23rd, 25 after the 23rd, right? Then you need to find the Z table starting to 25th, right? Then how to calculate the probability? 25 minus 23 divided by standard deviation. Okay, do the calculation yourself. I'm sure that's the plus value. No need to subtract. Straightforward, you can get the answer. Let me know the answer. Let me know the answer that within 25 days, draw the normal distribution curve. In middle should be 23. After the 23, you can find the 25th, 25, right? Then the probability, how to calculate 25. First take the 25. because question asks within 25 days, 25 minus 23 divided by standard deviation. 25 minus 23 divided by standard deviation. Then get this value and check this table. You can download from the internet this table. Okay, one of the students sent the answer. Answer is 1.09. That's correct. 25 divided by 23 divided by 1.83. The answer is 1.09. Now you need to check the 1.09 from the set table. Cumulative or non-cumulative, you can use any table. If you use a cumulative straightforward, you can get the correct answer without doing anything. But if you use a non-cumulative table, you need to add 0.5 to get the correct answer. Okay, let's do yourself and let me know. Did you complete the answer? I mean that, let me know the set value. 1.09. Download the set table. Get the 1.0 from the set column. 0.09 top of the column. Intercepting point, you can find the set value. Is wrong answer. 73% is wrong answer. $73. 7.53% is wrong. Get the correct answer. Thank you. I think correct answer is 86.21. If you use the cumulative table straightforward, you can get the 86.21 or 0.8621. If you use an uncumulative table, you can get the answer is 3621, 0.3621. If you use an uncumulative table, you need to add another 0.5. The 0.5 plus 0.3621 altogether 86.21 percentage. That is the probability value. Okay. Within 20 days, you can see my answer is a 0.8621%. Go to the, if you complete, let's go to the next question. Next question. Or you can see the next question, same type of question. Try to complete yourself first. This question, you can see the given activity, immediate procedure, and time estimate for consistency time estimate. Let's go to the next slide. You can see. You can see the question now. Draw the network diagram and find the critical path. Likewise, better to draw the diagram first and find the critical path. And if possible to, I think you can do it now. Just try to find the probability value. If you are going to calculate expected time, if you want, you can calculate first, or either draw the diagram, then calculate the expected time, but not necessary to calculate the variation all activities. You need to calculate the variation only for the critical activities. Let's try to find the critical path. Then after that, better to calculate the variation. Did you complete the answer? Any difficulties? When you're going to the next slide, you can see the question. Draw the represent network, calculate the expected time for each activity. What is the non-critical activities? Identify the critical path. Identify the entire project completion time. Can activity D and F be delayed without delaying the entire project? Determine the probability of the completing the project in 28 days. I think you can make the answer for the all questions. I'll give more time. Better to make the answer, then after that I am going to explain. After you complete, let me know the answers via the chat box. I mean the entire project completion time, probability, and the critical, non-critical activities likewise. Did you complete? I got the answer. No, still I didn't get the answer. That and it's only didn't complete it. If you complete, please let me know answer. At least entire budget completion time. Do you want to make the answer myself or the time is fast going? Do can complete yourself? I think we did lot of network diagrams. Then this one not difficult because only few activities. Additionally, should know how to calculate the expected time and variations. Draw the diagram and get the critical path, and you can find the entire project completion time. I need the at least 1 or 2 student entire project completion time. I got one answer. Let's see. 24 days. Right. Okay, I'll explain now. Time enough now. Do you want to make the complete answer myself? These are the questions. Let me know total variation and standard deviation also. I need total variation only for the critical activities. Now already one student said that entire project completion time is 24 days. But about others? And also that I required the total variation, standard deviation. Did you complete? The variation we calculate simple b minus a divided by 6, get the square root. Sorry, square. Still I didn't get the answer, no? Anybody? What is the total variation? When I'm going to calculate the variation, required to calculate the variation only for the critical activities, that 24 expected completion time now. Then please let me know what is the critical activities. What are the critical activities? Anybody can't get the entire project completion time without knowing critical activities? No, let me know. You got the answer. ACFH IKL. ACFHIKL. If you have a different answers, let me know, right? If you can get the whole answer same, I think not necessary to make the answer myself. Because you need to learn. Because I explained the very first one in detail. You know how to do the diagram now. We do a lot of diagrams. Let me know the total variation. Remember, if you have question for the exam purpose within 20-15 minutes, you need to complete everything. I'll explain that how to calculate the variations. Okay, I got it. That variation is 1.33. So I get two answers. One is 0.778. Total variation mean all the critical activities variation. Right now I got it the standard deviation. Right, the second answer means 0.778 total variation. Get the square root of the total variation. Then standard deviation is 0.88. 0.88. I think rest of the part you can do it. It's mean the question asks within 28 days. Then how to calculate probability equal 28 minus 24 divided by 0.88. Then you can get the values. That value you can check from the set table. You can get the probability value. I think now enough. time for this example. The next example, again, you should do yourself as a homework. Again, similar type question. You can see 3 time estimate. The questions, construct an arrow diagram for this problem and calculate expected time and the variation for each activities. Determine the critical path and compute the expected project completion time. Determine the probability of the completing the project in 25 days. Very similar questions. I think all three are very similar. You can do yourself. If you have any difficulties, next time you can answer questions. Right? Now I move to the next step. You okay? Please let me know. Can you complete the rest of the part yourself? Still, I'm waiting to get your feedback. Okay, thank you that I got the feedback. Then let's go to the next topic we call the benefit of the CPM and PERT method. You can go to this slide. You know what are the benefit useful at many stage of the production project management. Mathematically simple. Give critical path and the slack time. Slack time I explain how to calculate. We can identify the entire project completion time. We know what are the critical activities, non-critical activities, what are the activities can delay likewise. The useful in monitoring cost likewise. These are the benefit. Now I'm going to talk about the activity slack. For another term, we use float. You know what I mean with float? In Thailand, have a floating market. People going to buy vote as a buyer to get the goods. Sellers also inside the boat, right? They have separate boat. The buyers have a separate boat. We both float in. That's we got the floating market. I mean, Colombo Fort also start last government, the floating market, but not floating now. That's the problem in our country. Anyway, the activity slack or the float mean we have a possibilities to find the delay any activity, how many days or weeks or month can delay without affecting to the entire project completion time. We call the term is slack. Activity slack or the float. A slack at a non-critical activity is the difference between earlier starting time and latest completion time values. Actually, slack represent the remaining days, or slack represent the how many days can delay. Days we can delay, or week we can delay, or month we can delay. Normally calculate the slack early starting time minus latest completion time. Here you can see the formula, right? Early we identify, already we know that critical activities cannot delay without affecting entire project completion time. But non-critical activities, some extent we can delay. Now using the slack values, we are going to identify how many days or month or week can delay. There are two types of slack we can calculate, but before that you can see this represent the excess amount of time available for that activity. we can delay that particular activity up to the amount of slack time without affecting entire project completion time. There are two types of slacks we can calculate. We call the total slack and free slack. There are two types of slack for each activity in a network. We call total float or total slack or free slack, free float. Actually, total slack is represent at a glance how many days or weeks or month we can delay, but not highlighted without affecting entire project completion time. But free slack is represent how many days or month or weeks we can delay without affecting to the entire project completion time, right? That's the main difference. Total slack, just at a glance we can get the idea, but free slack exactly mention about how many days, month or weeks can delay without affecting to the entire project completion time. Let's see this example. Again, you should draw the network model, and you need to find the critical path. You need to identify the entire project completion time, and I'll explain how to calculate the total float and free float, right? When I'm going to draw the any network diagram, I'll just go to the previous slide. We have the network diagram. For explain purpose, I'll use that one. Previous answer here, the network diagram. Now you can see any network diagram. If you consider the one particular event, assume the activity A starting event number 1, finishing event number 3. Activity A starting event number 1, finishing event number 3. Activity B starting event number 1, finishing event number 2. Let me know activity C starting event number. Event number 3 and finishing event number 5, right? Okay, now let's consider the activity A. If you consider activity A, starting event is number 1, event number 1, circle number 1. That circle, normally we are identify two values. We call the early starting time, latest completion time. I put the red color for the represent the early starting time because event number 1, starting point, you know already, the value is 0 because just we start the project. It's still not time consuming. Value 0. An activity A ending event, event number 3, early starting time value you can see as a 4, latest completion time value as 11. Any activity, you can see the one starting and finishing event. The starting event values we call the I values, remember. Finishing event value we call the J value. Again, right? If you consider about the activity A, starting event number 1, we call the both value. Both value means earliest starting time and latest completion time, I values. Event number 3, the finishing event, activity A, early starting time and latest completion time, value we call the J value, right? Because we require the IJ to calculate the slack time, right? Let's go to the our example. This is the previous one. I like to explain based on our the example here, you can see, I draw the network likewise. You can see green color path is a critical path. Then separate calculate the early starting time, latest completion time under the each event. Now you can see the critical path BDEF, green color path, entire project completion time 25 months. Assume if you want to calculate the activity A total slack or total float or free float, I'll explain how to do that. It's represent how many days or month we can delay. Total float represent just value at a glance, and the free float represent how many days or month we can delay without affecting to the entire project completion time. Entire project completion time. Right? Then first I explain the total float. Now computation of the total float or total slack and free float or free slack. Let's total float first. That's the formula we use. Remember formula. TF means total float IJ. LCJ. LC means latest completion time J value. I already explained. Starting point I value, ending point J value, right? That's what we should remember. Then how to calculate total float? You should remember this formula. LCJ minus ESI. ES means early starting time, I value. DIJ. DIJ means particular activity duration. Particular activity duration. DIJ. Right? LCJ minus ESI, latest completion time J value. Okay, let's go to the previous network. Now, if you want to calculate the activity A total float, right? Latest completion time J value means ending event number 3, 12. Value is 12. LCJ, because ending event we call the J value. Starting event we call the I value. The formula is TF total float equal LCJ minus ESI. ESI means earliest starting time I value. This means the starting point I value. 0, red color 0. Right? 12 minus 0 minus Dij means activity A duration 3. Duration is 3. Then if you simplify, 12 minus 0 minus 3, answer is 9. That's the total float. If you have to calculate the B total float, LCJ4, second event, blue color 4 we select, LC, latest completion time, J value, LCJ minus ESI, again red color 0, starting point, subtract B, Dij is 4. 4 minus 0 minus 4, answer is 0. Total float 0, activity B. D, let's go to the D later, I will come to C. Okay, let's start C. If you want to calculate the C, the starting event number 3, finishing event number 5, starting event I value, finishing event J value. According to the activity, starting, finishing event totally difference. Now, activity C total float, how to calculate? LCJ 17 minus ESI 4, red color 4, minus 17 minus 4 minus Dij means C duration 5. 17 minus 4 minus 5, the answer is 8. Answer is 8. If you want to calculate the D, let me know answer. LCJ minus ESI minus Dij. What is the answer? Sorry for that. I unmute. Now everybody should know how to calculate the earliest total float and free float. Then calculate the all activities, total float and free float. Did you get the idea of free float? No? Let me yes or no. ESJ minus ESI means earliest starting time. Subtract DIJ. Right? The based on this network model, if you not draw the network diagram, better to consider my one. I need answer for the both total float and free float for the all activities. Let's start within 5 minutes. Just try to complete. Okay, I'll upload the previous recording. I will send to that all the records to the coordinator. Then she will upload, right? Just try to calculate the total float and free float. Did you complete the answer? The time is going very fast now. Okay, I'll explain my answer. Uh, Actually, it's so easy because that all the total float and the free float and the critical activities, just you can set zero. Because if you are going to calculate, you can get the values as a zero. But non-critical activities only, you can see the values. Here, final answer. All the activities, now you can see this table, right? I just put the Dij separately. I mean the duration of each activity. Then ESI, LCJ, ESJ. Total float formula, free float formula, and the critical columns also there. Critical means if I said that if the activity is critical, I said put the years. Now you can observe the years, all the rows, free float and total float values are 0. B, total float 0, free float 0. Then again D, 0. E, 0. F, 0. But G, you can see total float 6, free float also 6. C, total float 8, free float also 8. A, 9, 1. Right? That is the final answer. Then if you know how to calculate the total float and free float, just enough. Right? I think next step, we should go to the project crashing. Next week is our last day. I'll explain how to do the project crashing. Do you have any questions under the network model? One of the main techniques, CPM and PERT. You can ask questions because next week is the last day. I'll explain the crashing as well as if you have questions, I'll explain the answers. Then for the exam papers also, I would like to include maybe several questions from this part as well. Last time also, I am happy to say that a lot of students select these two questions to make answers because it's so easy to get the marks if you know the correct way how to do this analysis. Any questions, clarifications? Okay, without break, then I'll have to stop the class now. Then next time we can continue. Good night, all of you.